It's time for Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is a live call in radio show where you can help discuss air conditioning, heating, energy saving, indoor air quality, and dealing with contractors. Comfort Time Live. And now, here's your host, your personal comfort consultant, tackling all of your home comfort issues. Here he is, live on your radio and the World Wide Web. Here's Tom Platania.
Hey, well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this beautiful, I guess you would call it a beautiful rainy day here in sunshiny Florida. Man, what kind of weather do we got going on here?
The kind that ducks like.
What's that?
Ducks and frogs love this kind of weather.
Unreal. Yeah, it's nasty stuff. And unfortunately, because of the weather, today was supposed to be my daughter's graduation. You're going to graduate high school. Man, it makes you feel, besides the gray hairs growing down my sideburns and in my goatee and whatnot, you know, that really starts making you feel old. Unbelievable. If you're watching on,
wait till she gets her master's degree.
Oh, jeez.
Then you really feel old.
If you're watching on ComfortTimeLive.com, you can see the live show on there. I'm going to hold up a picture of this little girl who just graduated. There she is. Well, she's 18 years old now. God, am I getting old or what? Unbelievable. Well, welcome to Comfort Time Live, ladies and gentlemen, and I appreciate you being here and listening to us on WPSL 1590. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, anything you want to talk about on the show, do not hesitate to give us a call at 772-340-1590. Now, today, we're going to be giving you a lot of updates today. We're going to talk about, we have a lot of guests. Now, we haven't had this in a while, and I'm going to tell you why and why we're changing. But we have a lot of guests up and coming, and we're going to have more and more and more. Why? Because you folks have been asking for it. You're getting tired of hearing me talk. So what I need to do, I need to kick it up a notch. I got to bring some people on that, well, I would say people that are smarter than me. That's not really too hard to do. But we're going to bring on some people that are part of different industries within Comfort Time Live, that are professionals, that can really talk about things that we haven't had an opportunity to discuss here on Comfort Time Live over the past 4.5 years. And so I think you're really going to be happy with the changes. And most of these changes are coming about because of a young lady that I have brought on board. I talked about her last week, and her name is Heidi. And Heidi, just absolutely amazing. She showed me a picture. She does theater. I know John, if John's listening, John will appreciate this. But she does theater, and she showed me a picture of her playing the Wicked Queen in one of her plays. And boy, she looked the part. It was amazing. But she's well-spoken, she's just a friendly individual, and she is a go-getter. And that's really what I'm looking for to help me here on Comfort Time Live. I've tried to do so much on my own over the years. And, well, as most of us know, you can only do so much. In order to move forward, you really need to have someone help you out. So what Heidi's been doing is Heidi's been going out and contacting folks, attending networking events, and really driving home and befriending a lot of folks and helping them to understand that, Comfort Time Live, we're not here to just advertise. We're here to change the belief of people of what is available out there in their homes, their education, their knowledge. We're tired of seeing our friends and our family get taken. We're tired of not knowing where to turn for education when it comes to things that we do in our home, from our taxes to construction to furniture to cabinetry to anything you can think of. we're really starting to kick it up here a notch. And now you can always find all this information on comforttimelive.com. We post everything up. In fact, when Heidi came on board, some of the first things that she did was she went to the websites that I have, and boy, she picked them apart. She picked them apart. And, well, I went and fixed them, and, man, they look so much nicer. For instance, one of the websites that I completely redesigned was CTL Consultants. That's the consulting business that I do. Completely revamped it and made it look like a consultant's website. Very user-friendly. Now, I'm still working on it, but I tell you, and it was all a part of bringing Heidi on. Now, another young lady that I've brought on board is Brittany. Brittany just started with us yesterday, and Brittany's got just this little baby, so she's working from home, and the baby's not even a month old. And so Brittany's on board with this. And I tell you, when I interviewed her, I mean, she knocked my socks off with how friendly she was. And that's what I want in our business, because that's what I try to promote, that we are not above that, or below that, to expect less of customer service, to expect less of friendly people. There's a company that I'm doing some consulting with, and I'm really trying to drive home to them that without the consumer, without the customer, without the client, they do not exist. Okay? It does not matter whether the customer is right or wrong. They have to understand that sometimes it's not whether the customer is right or wrong. It's what the customer perceives that is right or wrong, and that we have to help them understand. But we do not do it in a negative way. And I sit while I'm in their office some days, and I listen to some of the things that they tell their clients, their customers, and I cringe. I heard them pick up the phone one day and ask a customer, "What is your problem?" You can't answer the phone like that. So that's things like that we want you to know that you should not accept. And we're going to be talking about that. Now, on our next show on June 13th, Heidi is actually going to be on the shows. And ladies, you need to listen. And gentlemen, you need to get your spouse, you need to get those ladies to sit by that radio for a few moments and listen to what Heidi has to say. Because, one of the things that Heidi is going to bring to the table is more of the feminine approach to your home. And one of the things that she said to me is, she said, "Tom," she says, "I've had situations in my home where businesses and contractors and whatnot, because I am a woman, they have tried to take advantage of me, thinking that they could." Well, Heidi's a pretty smart cookie. Even though she doesn't know a lot about it, still some of the stuff is common sense. However, Heidi asked me, she says, "I'd really, really like to do a show that is directed towards the women of the homes." And guys, whether you want to admit it or not, and most of you won't admit it in public, kind of like Greg and Carol at the radio station, he thinks he wears the pants in the family. But that's not the case. Carol does, okay? Now, he probably won't come out in public and say that, but, we know that the ladies, that they have the power, but the thing is that people try to take advantage of them. They think that they can. Well, we're going to have Heidi on, and Heidi's going to talk about different ways and different things that the ladies can do to stand up for themselves. But also, ladies, and this is something that Heidi presented to me as well, that you are just as much a part of that as the contractor is. So educate yourself enough. So Heidi's going to talk to us a little bit about that. You kind of give us the female perspective of how we can protect ourselves and some of the things that we can do. Now, don't hesitate to give us a call here at the studio if you have questions, comments, If you think that there's a guest that you'd like to hear on the show or have on the show, or you know someone, I know there's a lot of people out there that do some networking. We would love to have your company or someone that you know that you network with to come on the show. You know, like last week we were up at the Quilted Giraffe, and beautiful place, really nice. I mean, incredible food. And they hosted an organization called the Martini Network. Now, I've done approximately 450 shows. That's how many we've done. 450 Comfort Time Live shows I've done. And that show, ladies and gentlemen, last week was by far the most frustrating show I have ever done.
I'll tell you something, though, Tom. Nobody noticed.
Oh,
because
man,
you handled it so cool.
I'm my worst critic, I tell you.
I know. A lot of the times, you know, we broadcasters will go through extreme turmoil getting the show going. And the audience knows very little about the torments that we actually go through sometimes.
Oh,
but you did good. We recorded the show. In fact, you were scheduled to be at the graduation tonight, right?
Right, and it got postponed due to the
we
weather.
we were gonna play it again, and oh yeah, and you know, if you had the chance to listen to it and hear it, then you'll realize, wow, you know, you don't realize the same thing that you went through doing it, because you had all the stress of the equipment. Because you're the one-man show. You're the live broadcast.
I was doing that show, ladies and gentlemen. I did the show last week from my cell phone as a hotspot for the internet.
Yeah.
Because the restaurant we were at, he didn't know the Wi-Fi passcode, so I had to set my phone up. You know, kudos to the iPhone with 4G, because I tell you. It was, and then you had so many people talking, and I've really never done a bunch of shows around a huge group of people, so I could barely hear myself. So that was stressful to begin with. And I had bought a brand new wireless microphone, so I had Randy out in the crowd interviewing people. So I'm trying to get that working. I had brand new speakers going. I was trying to get the internet, and I don't like turmoil. I have to have when the
reasonable amount of order, right?
When the show was over, I grabbed a plate full of appetizers and I beelined it for the door. I was done. I went to the bar, I had a couple of drinks.
But see, you did a whole lot better than you thought. That's all.
I need to listen to it, because I didn't listen to it. I got to hear how it sounded. But
well, it's in the archives, and one of these weekends, you know, sometimes schedules happen. We'll save it in the archives for a special occasion.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, remember, 772-340-1590. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you about 3 or 4 other folks that we're going to have here live on the show in the next coming month or so here on Comfort Time Live. And you're really going to be surprised. One of them is a past guest here on Comfort Time Live. So you're listening to Comfort Time Live here on WPSL 1590. Give us a call, 772-340-1590.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Minute and a half.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
$3.2 billion per year are stolen from unsuspecting homeowners who lack the proper education to deal with home contractors.
Hi, I'm Tom Platania with Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is an independent call-in talk show focused on educating homeowners to protect themselves from unlicensed contractors as well as less than honest contractors. Go to ComfortTimeLive.com to see all our recorded shows, watch us live, or view tons of information to protect and educate yourself.
Every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
And now back to Comfort Time Live with your host, Tom Platania.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 772-340-1590, the number to call. Or, you can also, at any given time, you can email us at comforttimelive@gmail.com. If you have any guests or, things we're going to talk about here is Randy Dunn. Remember good old Randy Dunn? Who was
Rockin' Randy,
co-host of ours for a short while. Well, Randy had some life experiences that he had to take care of, and so I guess that's what you'd call him. So Randy has decided that he would love to come back and help to be a part of the show again. So Randy's going to be back on our show every Thursday. Now, something special that Randy's going to do is something that we've kind of teetered with here before, and we had Dino Cook on for a short period of time, but that was a very short period of time. Well, what Randy Dunn's going to do is he's going to really start bringing some good tips of the day. Now, he's going to utilize a lot of our sponsors or guests, upcoming guests, previous guests, but we're going to make sure that these tips are very useful, time-saving, and money-saving tips. So if you have any tips, maybe you're a professional in your business and you have some tips that you can provide to us, you can either, one, email us at comforttimelive@gmail.com. That's 2 T's, all one word, comforttimelive@gmail.com. Or you can give us a call at the business number. That business phone number is 772-882-5700. You can give us a call there. That's what helps keep the show going. Your tips. Do not be shy. Do not be shy. That's how we've stayed in business for 4.5 years right now, ladies and gentlemen. Not because I've just been pulling stuff off the top of my head, but because you folks have been sending me emails. Keep them coming. You've been calling me. You've been having concerns, and let's keep them going, ladies and gentlemen. So that was June 13th. We're going to have Heidi on the show, and Heidi's going to be talking about a woman's perspective of businesses in your home. So, ladies, do not miss that show. That'll be right here on WPSL on June 13th, which is next Thursday at 6:05 p.m. You don't want to miss that. Now, on June 27th, we have another special guest with us, Mr. Randy McKenzie. Now, Randy does a couple different things, and we're still not sure if we're going to split this up into two separate shows or maybe do like a half hour on one topic and a half hour on the other. We're still kind of tossing this around. We want to make it a good show. But one thing that Randy does is he works part-time with an organization called Legal Shield. Now, you might have some mixed feelings about that. I'm not sure. If you have ever used Legal Shield, please give us a call here at the studio, 772-340-1590. Let us know what your thoughts are about that. Now, I used it for a short period of time at one point, and it actually worked quite well for me. And it was worth it for me. But we always have mixed experiences. So if you've ever used it before, or you're currently using it now, or investing in it, give us a call, 772-340-1590, or save your opinions and comments for June 27th when Randy's here. If we talk about that now, something else that Randy does. I've never heard of this before. But Randy's got a very special certification. And I'm going to let him explain it to you. I mean, we are going to touch on that on the 27th, but I'm going to let him explain it to you. But
let me guess, is he like a Chippendales dance instructor?
No, I wouldn't hire him on our team.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my team. I couldn't.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
Yeah, competition.
You didn't know that? That's my part-time job.
Oh, I blew it for you.
Yeah, gosh, I'm a Chippendale.
Gee, you're
dancer on the
welcome.
side. You didn't know that?
I was just kidding, though, but
Yeah.
sometimes right on the money, though.
I wouldn't be doing radio if I was.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So Randy's not Chippendale's instructor.
No, Randy's definitely not.
Well, you said you're going to let him tell us because, well, maybe it's something that you wouldn't want to say.
Well, no, it's not. It's just complicated to explain it, and I would probably just really botch it up. But in a nutshell, what he kind of told me is that after just a few moments of this special, I'm going to call it a technique, but I don't think it's a technique.
Okay.
I think there's a different term. That's why I don't want to botch this thing. Is that it can make you feel better than if you had hours and hours of sleep. Now, it's not hypnosis. No. He calls it TM. TM. And I forget what the term was for it, and I was looking for his business card here, but I can't find it.
I know.
But so I'm impressed with that because if that's something that and it's like almost like a lifestyle change. So yeah, basically, yeah, that's something to do with that.
Transcendental medication.
There you go. That's the word.
Something like that.
Something like that. Sounds like 26 syllables.
Yep, that's it.
Well, it just really impressed me as he started talking, and I said that well, what kind of your demographics are for this? And well, he mentioned it, and I said, that's 90% of the listeners. We really need to have you on the show. I really think some of our listeners could benefit from this process. So we're going to let him come on, and I'm really excited to learn about it because I think that's something that my mind never stops. When I'm sleeping, if I even wake up for just a split second, everything in the world goes on in my head again. And I would love to be able to have something like this to where I could just really shut my brain down. I know there's different forms of meditation and things like that, but what Randy was talking about was pretty impressive, so I want to find out a little bit more about that. Now, we got a trivia question here, Cliff.
A trivia question?
We haven't done a trivia question in a long time, and we're going to start doing them again.
I mean, you have like prizes and things?
Yeah, we're going to give away a prize today, but this book was written. It's the best trivia book ever, and it's by Miss Jane Flynn, who graciously gave this to me at a networking event.
That's the name of the book?
The name of the book is The Best Trivia Book Ever.
Okay.
And the young lady's name is Jane Flynn, and she said, I'll give this to you if you promise to at least mention my name when you use the trivia that's in the book. And I said, absolutely not a problem. Now, for the person who gets this question right, you have two choices. You can, actually, you know what? I'll give you three choices.
Are these multiple choices?
No, the question is not going to be multiple choice. Okay. It's just one or the other to the answer. But for the prize, I'm going to give you three things. One would be a free heating and air conditioning tune-up by one of our sponsors, Elite Electric, or a free electrical inspection. Now, either one of those is a close to $100 value. So either a tune-up on your heating and air conditioning system, and I tell you, now is the time that you need to have that done. Or the electrical inspection to find out if your breakers are loose that could be causing sparking or welding, or they could really cause a lot of problems, and you never know it until it's too late. And that circuit breaker fails or pops in the middle of the night and can't turn it on. So that's definitely something that's worthwhile. Now, the last one is a set of tickets, and I believe it's scheduled for August 19th. Tickets to see the Miami Marlins
Ooh.
versus the Dodgers. I'm going to give those tickets away or one of the other things.
So their choice, the winner's choice, right?
The winner's choice.
Heat and AC tune-up or an electrical inspection or tickets August 19th to a Miami Marlins game?
That's it. It's kind of a no-brainer for most folks, but you never know. Somebody might not be a baseball fan.
Now, that depends on what kind of question we're going to have for the trivia, right? The best trivia book ever.
The best trivia book ever. Now, here's the trivia question. You want to call in. Now, let me say that. Now, this may be a fairly...
You want to release the question first or get a caller on the line and see if you can stump them?
What do you think,
Maybe,
Cliff?
I would say I'd give the trivia question first because that'll give the chance of people that maybe somebody has the answer right away, or
All right.
maybe what's
Let's
fun
do
is
that.
if a couple of them call in and don't
First
get it.
person to call in at 772-340-1590. That's 772-340-1590. The first person to call and get the answer correct.
Okay. So you can't call until the question has been asked, right?
That is correct. You can't call until the question has been asked.
Get
And-
ready to dial 340-1590 when he asks the question.
And I'm gonna give Cliff the answer.
Oh, you're not gonna use the chat room, are you?
We don't have anybody on there, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. If they sneak in, well, I won't say that.
Well, we can cancel it. Did you see it already?
It's one word, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I just removed it.
Okay.
So if somebody goes in there now, they can't see it. That's the answer. So
Looking for one word answer.
So here's the trivia question at 340-1590 for one of those fantastic prizes. Stand by your phones. Okay, what freezes faster? Hot water or cold water?
340-1590. What freezes faster? Hot water or cold water? And the phone's ringing. Good afternoon. You're on WPSL. Oh, could you turn your radio down real quick?
Yes.
There we go. Now, the question, Tom asked the question again.
The question is, what freezes faster? Hot water or cold water?
What freezes faster, hot water or cold water? Contestant, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what is your answer?
Cold water.
All right, now we're not going to say if it's right or wrong. Do we have another caller on the line?
Nope, that's the only caller. Now, wait a minute. Now, you said the first one with the right answer.
And that's why I'm looking for the next caller, but it's obvious if that's
it's not the right answer.
If that's not the right answer, everybody knows what the other answer is.
But you know what will happen. Let's give 10 seconds for the phone to ring, and if it don't, we'll let him guess again.
And I'm going to explain why, too, because he's probably baffled. He's probably like, that's a bunch of garbage.
Hey, your pencil's ready, Cliff. I am baffled.
Oh, no! Hey, the phone's ringing. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's bring in our other caller. You're on WPSL. Good evening. Good evening, caller. Hello. You're on the radio with us.
I heard.
Yeah.
I would have to guess that the answer would be hot water.
And why would you guess that?
Because he guessed cold water and he wasn't right.
See, Cliff?
But really, I'm going with more of the math thing that he was wrong, and so
well, let's
the
find
odds
out.
are that the other answer would be right.
Tom said that he'd explain it. So, Tom,
Yes,
how
okay.
is it?
So here's the site that I found is a little lengthy, but it'll be a good explanation. Okay, so here's what actually happens. Hot water is more likely to be supercooled. Now, what this means is that hot water's temperature is more likely to cool to temperatures below 0 degrees Celsius. Now, in the cold, non-supercooled water, ice crystals form and float to the top, and they form a sheet of ice over the water. Now, what this does is it creates an insulating layer between the cooler air and the water. The ice sheets also stop evaporation So in hot water that has become super cooled, the water, when it does freeze, freezes throughout, creating more or less of a slush before freezing solid.
Amazing.
So, well, I don't know how I'm going to handle that one there, but
Okay, here's what we'll do. The first caller, we'll go ahead and say our so long and thanks for calling. And the guy that got it right, you're still on the line, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm a teacher, still trying to clean out my classroom. The last days of school. And
Oh yeah.
I heard you guys, and I figured, why not?
Well, stay on the line. I'm going to get information from. Oh, we need to know, Tom. Which prizes he want? He has his choice of a free heating and air conditioning tune-up, or a free electrical inspection, or tickets August 19th to a Miami Marlins game. What would your choice be?
What day of the week is the Marlins game?
it's a Monday.
Monday. Is it a night game?
Yes, I believe so. I think it's a 7. I want to say it's a 7:30 game.
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay, I'm gonna mark that. Now I'm gonna put you on hold. We'll take a little break. Well, actually, I'm gonna send the show back to Tom. I'm gonna put you on hold, and I'll get your name and phone number, and then I'll give it to Tom. Okay?
Right.
Thank
so
you.
You're a teacher, so you would have gotten it right anyway. So I don't feel bad giving it to you. Or at least I hope you would have gotten it right.
And stay on the line. I'll get some information from you. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Tom, I'm going to throw it back to you while I tend to our winner as he has chosen the Miami Marlins tickets.
There we go. Okay, great. Well,
I'll
hey,
give
listen,
the information in the chat room in just a few moments. Okay?
all right, perfect. Well, listen, and if you question or doubt that, ladies and gentlemen, just go and Google it and type in why does hot water freeze faster than cold water, and you'll find just an absolute ton of websites that will explain it to you. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. But we think about it that because colder water is closer to the freezing point, that it's going to freeze faster. However, science, if you're a science teacher or scientist or something like that, this is probably just makes an absolute lot of sense for you, a lot of sense to you. So, all right, well, great. Well, hey, listen, I thank both callers, and if you have any other questions or suggestions that you want to talk about here on the show, don't hesitate to give us a call, 340-1590, and we'll be more than happy to talk. So I appreciate the callers calling in and having some fun with us tonight. Now, one of the guests that was on the show at the very beginning of Comfort Time Live, and I'm talking very beginning, back in 2009 when we started.
It was that long ago?
Yes, back in 2009. Now I need to. I'll write that
That's
number
almost,
and stuff.
that's
down and
almost
break
half this new century already.
Yeah, in 2009, but we started April 4th of 2009. We started this show, and Cliff has been pretty much with me since day one, and it's been awesome. But
And we've done how many shows?
What's that?
How many shows have we done?
Probably right now we're probably up to about 450 some shows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, those are a lot
about
of
450 some shows right now, and I lost count. I should probably keep counting, but well, the gentleman who's going to be on our show July 18th, we just had confirmation today through Heidi. It's amazing when you put a woman in the business how things actually start running smoother. It's amazing. So Howard Ersom is going to be with us from Chinese Drywall Screening. Now, we had Howard on with us years ago when, Chinese Drywall was at its peak. In fact, if you go to ComfortTimeLive.com, there's an actual whole entire page dedicated to Chinese Drywall because there was so much information on it. Well, you will be amazed to find out how big this issue still is. And Howard's going to be on the show to talk to us a little bit about it, tell us where it is, tell us what the legislation's going on, and tell us if you are still a victim or have been a victim, maybe you could still find some solitude in him helping you to understand. So if you have issues with Chinese Drywall or have, do not miss the July 18th show, and we're gonna keep promoting it, and you're gonna hear some advertisements about it and whatnot. So it's July 18th right here on WPSL 1590 at 6:05 p.m. on Comfort Time Live. You do not want to miss that show. That's going to be a fun one. All right, now, we've been doing some networking, and I tell you, it's amazing the people that you can meet when you start doing networking, and just you almost want to say, why do we need advertising? Because networking is just a great opportunity to get face to face, to shake hands, to interact with folks in a very relaxed environment, and we really, really like that. And well, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to tell you about some special guests that are going to be on our show coming up here in July. You may even listen to their show, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. You're listening to Comfort Time Live on WPSL 1590. Give us a call, 340-1590.
Known for helping you keep that spark, now they'll help you keep cool. Elite Electric and Air, the official air conditioning sponsor of Comfort.
Did you get that information out of the chat room?
Yeah, I'm writing it down right now. Yep, I got it.
It disappear.
Yeah, I got it.
Costing you more than 12 cents per square foot under air, you may be overpaying the utility company. Elite Electric and Air can help put that cash back in your pocket. Call Elite Electric and Air with 24-hour service. Dial 340-3797. That's 340-3797.
$3.2 billion per year are stolen from unsuspecting homeowners who lack the proper education to deal with home contractors. Hi, I'm Tom Platania with Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is an independent call-in talk show focused on educating homeowners to protect themselves from unlicensed contractors as well as less than honest contractors. Go to ComfortTimeLive.com to see all our recorded shows, watch us live, or view tons of information to protect and educate yourself.
Every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
15 minutes away from 7 o'clock on your Thursday evening. Place to be, Comfort Time Live. And once again, here's Tom Platania.
All right, welcome back. And every once in a while we have some issues and we start putting on a few extra pounds. Well, a few years back I gained that weight and then I lost it all, ran that triathlon back in 2010. Well, I'm back at it again. Getting the weight down.
So you're in training for a triathlon?
I am going to start training again for the triathlon next year. I say that today. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
Yeah. Then you might as well say me too. Oh, okay.
But I've been feeling real good. I finished 5 weeks of a fitness boot camp, and boy, I tell you, it really remotivated me. And this Monday, I started my P90X back up again, so I feel really good. Went and had a great massage today to kind of loosen those muscles back up from working out, and I tell you, I'm feeling good. The weight's coming off, and boy, if you thought I looked good before, well, you were probably blind. But no, I'm teasing. I got to get back in shape though. Single guy now. I can't be looking all flubbery like this if I want to go out and find myself a keeper, huh?
You don't want to look like you did when you jumped out of the airplane.
Oh. God. That was pretty bad.
Well, what made it fun to watch was you were falling at 120 miles an hour.
And the flabber was just going blah, 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 blah.
all the way down. Must have sounded awesome.
That was funny. All right, so we talked about Howard Urson being on the show July 18th. And we really got some great stuff going on. And we got Randy McKenzie on the 27th. And then we have Heidi, who's going to be on the show with us on June 13th. Now, what we're looking to do is we met some fabulous people at the networking event last week. And I was pretty flustered, so I don't remember half the hands I shook or half the people I met. I actually had to look through business cards. But I gave contact information to Heidi, once again. Thank gosh there's a young lady helping me get things organized again, because I just get so disorganized sometimes. Well, the couple's name is Angelo and Brenda, and they actually have their own radio show as well. Angelo and Brenda Live, and they're on another station, I think it's Waxy, W-A-X-E. And, well, you know, we decided that they kind of talk about pretty much the same stuff that we do, but more geared towards real estate. And, you know, they started listening to the show, and they went on the website, and they said, wow, what a great opportunity to team up together for the same cause. So what we're going to do is we have invited them on our show in July, and they have invited us on their show, which is great. Now, their show airs Saturday and Sunday live on these other stations, and I'll let them tell you all about that. And we're going to have them on one of our Thursday shows in July. Well, since we already have Howard Eartham July 18th, you know, maybe one of the first weekends in July or Thursdays in July. But I'm going to go ahead and let Heidi get that all organized. But I'll tell you, I'm really excited. I talked to Angelo, and I'm not even going to try to butcher his last name. It's one of those Italian-sounding names, Vushahachapakapali. And Brenda Carmona, you know, they're the people on Weekend Talk. So great, you know, great voices, great people. I think they're going to be a great asset to coming on Comfort Time Live and sharing their knowledge with us. And once again, it's all about you, ladies and gentlemen. We want to make sure that you're happy, that you get the education and the knowledge you deserve. And once again, I appreciate everybody calling in. But there was all kinds of other great people at the networking event. We had, you know, TD Bank. We had TreasureCoast.com on there. We had the Salvation Army was there. Now, here's something that I have never heard of. Now, we talked about this on the show, and we actually had a really quick interview with this young lady, Nancy C. Johnson. Okay? Now, she's certified. She's a certified laughter leader. And I asked, what in the world is a certified laughter leader? She teaches people how to laugh from the inside, how to be happy all the time. I'm like, you should be a billionaire by now, because there's a lot of people that don't laugh. So I've got to give her a call. I would love to have her on the show. I would be amazed to hear what she has to say. But I guess she saw me, even though I was going through all that frustration, I was still smiling away, keeping a grin on my face, a happy, happy person. You know, because I say to myself, you know, past couple years, I've been kind of down because of issues going on, and that's kind of why I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Well, things have changed, and I'm a new person, and the smile, I'm letting it just roll off my shoulders. I haven't had anybody say anything to me recently that would have been able to upset me before, and I just look at them and I grin, and I say to myself, hey, it's no big deal. You know, I'm the one who's going to choose to feel the way I feel. I'm not going to let them make me feel bad. Okay, great. If you want to be miserable, be miserable. But it's great. So I'm really excited. I want to get her on the show. I want to talk to Nancy about that. But we had some other folks on here. We had TC Chronicle. We had 360 Vero Beach. We had Gabrielle Radcliffe Law Offices was in there with us. We had Cruise and Travel Partners that joined us. We had a couple other places, Treasure Coast Travel Center. We just had a lot of great people. Oh, we had this guy on the show. This guy, Tom Platania from CTL Consultants. Man, what a joke he was.
Who's that?
Oh, the guy, I mean, just incredibly rude. Not a good-looking gentleman at all. You know, just so into himself. It was just unbelievable. You know, I wouldn't have him on my show. You know, I wouldn't invite him on the show at all. So, So a lot of great stuff. So don't forget, if you're going to be listening to the show up in the next couple of weeks, do not forget, you want to remember that it's June 13th. We're going to have Heidi on the show talking about the female perspective of dealing with decisions in the home. So ladies, gentlemen, make sure you get those ladies there. Ladies, make sure you do not miss out. That is June 13th right here on Comfort Time Live. Then on the June 27th, we have Randy McKenzie, who's going to be talking about possibly a couple different things. One is going to be Legal Shield. Now, if you don't know what Legal Shield is, you're going to have to tune in to listen. I've used them in the past. It worked for me. You may have mixed emotions, but make sure you stay tuned on June 27th, and you want to call in here or listen to the studio, WPSL 1590. We're also working on about 3 or 4 other guests to be on the show. Some restoration companies. We have an insurance company that's going to be online with us. And I tell you, it's a great time to have an insurance company on with the hurricanes and the storms. And, boy, I tell you, it was scary driving down to Palm Beach this morning. It usually takes me about 30 minutes to get to where I got to go down there, and it took me about an hour. We were doing like 20 miles an hour. You could barely see a couple feet in front of you. It was so nasty out this morning. But hopefully that storm's going to finish itself up here tonight or tomorrow, and we'll be able to get going. It's 6:53 here at WPSL on Comfort Time Live. And don't forget to send us your questions, your comments, your suggestions. And remember, Angelo and Brenda, we're going to be listening to them live here on the show. Now, do you have any problems with your heating and air conditioning? Have you had it serviced lately? Make sure, if you haven't, that you give Elite Electric and Air a call. And you heard them on our promos there, and give them a call. Make sure that they can take care of you. Great people. Jessica, John's daughter, is going to be working with us now. And once again, you put a woman in the mix and you change the whole concept. She's really working together with Heidi. We're going to have John and them on the show. John from Elite Electric and Air. They're going to be on the show as guests coming up here. We're just trying to lock in a day. So if you have questions about your heating and air conditioning system or your electrical, anything to do with your electrical, you want to make sure you stay tuned and keep listening in, because you're going to hear us talk about what day they're going to be on. We have not locked that date in yet, and we're trying to do that as quickly as possible. And, also feedback about any of the websites. If there's information on ComfortTimeLive.com that you would like to see, then please give us a call or email us at ComfortTimeLive@gmail.com. Recently some of the issues that I've seen out there with the heating and air conditioning systems, obviously that's my forte and my specialty, is the air handlers being in the closets in the house or in the garage or in the attic. And for some reason, air conditioning companies think that just because the air handler is in the house and the filter's in the bottom of the air handler, for some reason they feel that they don't need to seal the air handler around the doors and cracks and crevices. Well, their philosophy is, well, it's not sucking in hot, humid air. It's in a conditioned house. But we have to look at the other aspect of that, and the filtration. If I have any cracks or crevices or holes, I am going to continue to suck in unfiltered air even though I'm in the house. So what we want to do is, even though we're inside, we want to make sure that our air conditioning company tapes up. Now, you can use duct tape. Duct tape doesn't last that long. They actually make special metal tape for that, where you get yourself a little, like a little squeegee. And this metal tape, it actually, it adheres better with friction. So as you rub back and forth, the friction activates the glue on the other side and causes it to stick better and adhere better. And you picked it up at any Home Depot store. You could do it yourself if your technician hasn't done it. But I recommend it. You want to tape all around the doors, the little cracks, the crevices, every place that you see potentially that air could get in. And you'll be amazed at how much better your indoor air quality is by doing that, especially if it's outside in the garage. you definitely want to do it. But even though if it's in the house, you still want to make it happen in the house. I've seen a lot of homes like that, and they tell me they change the filters every month or two, and I pull the door off, and you can tell by looking at the outside of the air handler, you can see little dust bunnies all over the little holes and cracks and crevices. That's going to tell you that that's where air is leaking through. It's kind of like if it's in the closet, and you open up that closet door and you see dust bunnies all around the edges of the closet. That doesn't mean that you keep a dirty house. That's unfiltered air, and that's a place for those particles to get trapped. Same thing with the air handler. So you want to make sure that where you see that you put this tape on there and you squeegee it out so it's sealed properly. And you will be amazed at how much cleaner your air will be in your house when it comes time for dusting and sweeping them out, because all that dirt and stuff is going to get filtered in to the bottom of that your good filter, because we're using good pleated filters, correct, ladies and gentlemen? We're not using those little cheap 50-cent throwaway filters. It's our health that we're worried about. The other filter we have is our lungs. Let's not use it. All right. So I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for another great show. I want to thank our callers for giving us a call and trying the trivia question. And Google that if you are still in doubt. And don't forget, listen to our different shows. Next week, we're going to have Heidi on here. You're going to want to listen to that. Heidi is awesome. I probably talk about her way too much. I probably talk about her a lot more than I should. But she's just really just rejuvenated me, just revitalized me, made me excited about really getting things cracking and going again. We're going to start doing remotes from different locations. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. And I really got to thank her for helping out. And I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for keeping Comfort Time Live going for 4.5 years. And I'm hoping we're going to get another 4.5 years out of it. All right. Cliff, once again, thank you for your help, the man behind the screen.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. I am the great and powerful Oz.
You're a big part of the show, buddy. I really appreciate it. And thanks to Carol
Hey,
for
thanks.
having us here. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe, and you have an absolutely great weekend. Goodbye.
And, of course, you're listening to WPSL Port St. Lucie. Comfort Time Live is just another one of the many reasons why we're the talk of the Treasure Coast. And the time right now is 7 o'clock.